welcome to Katie's Insight, where I give my insight on all kinds of things, including news, finance, politics, current events, entertainment, but right now, most importantly, we are on the stimulus and the election train. Choo-choo, MFers, we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna do it in a rainbow sweater! Guys, I got a rainbow sweater. This is, I think, there's one more of the new ones. This was like a $10 sweater that I got. So I have one that's rainbow that's like open, but I love this. I feel so happy in this. I feel like my own Easter egg. I just need some sparkles and I'm done, but I can't make up. Some of y'all, come over here, sparkle this face and see if you can get this tuft hair down. You know what though? Every time I see this, I could be upset and frustrated, but I think, you know what? This means my body's getting better. I am getting better, and I am so insanely grateful to see this tuft of hair. Hey, little hair, hey. So I just wanted to start the video out with that, guys. And we're on the stimulus train. I have news for y'all and stuff that I am very excited to relay to you. So you guys know I've been on this really big kick when I'm able to do the videos, and hopefully I can continue to do them consistently now. I've been on a kick to try to help you get stimulus because right now, as we know, our federal governments are just completely failing us. It's beyond embarrassing. It's life-threatening, in my opinion. This is a horrible situation. So when the governments fail you, people like me, I'm going to try to come in and step up and do my best to guide you guys in the right direction or help you as much as I can. And I have good news with that. Now, let me give you a little bit of an update on where stimulus is. It's nowhere. It's raspberries and it's down votes. It's thumbs down. I shouldn't be laughing saying that, but this is my way. Like, I'm just kind of a happy, hyper peppy person, as you guys know who watch me, or if you don't, hey new people, hey, that's what you're gonna get. So I'm gonna try to always be as fun and positive as I can while I deliver this information to you, because this is insane. And before I begin, guys, just want to remind you, speaking of stimulus, I'm trying to help you guys with my own little form of stimulus. I'm doing $100 gift card giveaways. So simple. To be eligible, this is all you have to do. Like our video and like every video you see. Subscribe, hit notifications, comment, share the content. Boom, you're eligible, you're entered. That's all you have to do. Do it for every video you see. And guys, the more times you comment and share, the more chances you have of winning. If you comment 50 times, you have 50 times more chances to win. It helps me grow the channel. I see you guys. You guys are always posting tons of comments. A lot of times, I love this, guys. You will post as you're watching the video, and I can kind of tell where you guys are at. And within that first hour, I try to respond to every single person. So make sure and say hi, because you'll probably get a message from me, even if nothing else, just a heart, just to show you I support you. So please do that. Also go to Facebook, Katie's Insight, like the page, join the group. The group is Katie's Corner. It'll be changed to Katie's Insight soon. Go in there. We're just helping one another with stimulus. And if you have stimulus information that could help by your state or in different places where we can help people get money, make sure and go there and share that information and share it in the comments. Okay, on with the video. So where we're at right now is, as we know, we had the election, and right now the mainstream media has called Joe Biden as the winner. However, President Trump has been contesting this. So he has been doing lawsuits. He has been saying that there's a lot of voter fraud, and unfortunately, there's a lot of evidence that there was. Now, where that goes, we don't yet know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Like I said, I do think Trump is such a weird wild card. I think there's a possibility at the 11th hour he's going to come in and he could possibly overturn the election. I'm not saying that because I want it to happen. At this point, as I've said several times, I don't like any of these people. I don't like any of these characters. I just want whoever's going to come in, help the American people, help us with stimulus, and clean up the shady stuff behind the scenes. I don't necessarily think Biden is the person that's going to clean up the shady stuff, considering what he is into and the things that come out about him. However, I could argue the same for Trump. That's why I said I don't really like any of these people. I just want to make sure the American people get help and women and children stop being hurt behind the scenes. Please infer what I'm saying so I don't get in trouble with you too. So that's where I'm at right now. And right now we are at a complete standstill because Biden thinks he's won. Trump thinks he's still going to be continuing in office. So Biden has come out and he's had all these plans so far about what he wants to do with unemployment, what he wants to do with stimulus and stimulus checks and all these different programs. And so far, most of it sounds good. And interestingly enough, his economic plan is really eerily similar to Trump's, even though the media blasted Trump for it, but praises Biden for his because the media are liars and you can't trust them. I just think it's funny when Biden says the same thing as Trump, you know, good man, bad, or good man bad. Yeah, Biden good, orange man bad. Isn't that what it is? And it just, I don't trust the media at all, so it makes me question. But again, I don't like any of these people. So we just don't know yet what's going to happen with the election, because even though the media says they're calling it, well, they really can't call it. That's up to the Electoral College and the judicial process. And considering there are still lawsuits and things going on, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, we've heard more and more that judges and different judicial systems are throwing out the different lawsuits and different things, and Trump, some firms are quitting, some are coming on, they're kind of tailoring things down. I'll have a video soon where a comprehensive video where I want to go over what's going on when it comes to the politics and where things are at when it comes to Trump and what kind of, shot does he actually have at being able to do something and get it overturned. And we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But while we wait and see, what happens is, as always, we get screwed. Because welcome to America. This is just how it works, unfortunately. So right now, Trump is probably not going to do much of anything with stimulus. He did tweet recently. He said, let's get something passed and let's get it bigger. However, Mitch McConnell, the crypt keeper in the Senate, that's where they call him the crypt keeper, because he is the person where bills die. So when they try to put any sort of bills through to help people, it ends up dying because of him. I call him the curmudgeon. The crypt keeper curmudgeon has a really good ring to it and I think is very accurate. He has said he won't let anything sizable pass. And he says there's about 22 senators who have said they're not going to let anything happen. They will vote no on everything. And I just want to know, why are these people still in office? Why do we continually vote for these people? Why is Mitch McConnell still there? And Trump is going to be super focused on making sure he gets reelected. I doubt we're going to see anything come through from Trump. It could, I just doubt it. Now, he's threatened executive orders. He's threatened to do certain things. And he did do that first round of executive orders. But when it comes to stimulus checks, he was saying there's a theory I can do it. I can do it. But now, over the next, 2 months, he's going to be in the fight for his life for him to try to see if he can find a way to stay in office. And Biden has some plans. But to do those plans, he needs to have a transition team, and he needs to be able to transition from where he's at to the presidency so he can hit the ground running. But Trump doesn't recognize that he won. So Trump is not in any way right now going to do anything to help him transition. Now, there are two schools of thought on what this means. What this means is that either Trump's going to come back swinging, he's going to get back in office, and things are going to continue for the next 4 years, or Biden's going to get there. But either way, here's the problem. Either way, it holds up stimulus, no matter how you look at this. Because if Trump's spending all of his energy right now on trying to make sure the election goes in his favor, or to, if there is this fraud that's going on, which I've been detailing, it looks like it is, to see if that's actually enough to get things overturned, he's going to have no focus on stimulus for the next 2 months. And Biden, over the next 2 months, can't do anything to transition into that. So this, to me, all signals we could be waiting at least until February or March very easily. Because remember, we figure out who's president. The inauguration happens on the 20th. So I would assume nothing's going to really happen until March or April. It could be another year before we have an actual stimulus package, which is so disappointing, depressing, and life-threatening to all of us, because this is getting real. People are getting kicked out of their homes. They're getting foreclosed on. Things are happening. And yes, Trump did put those executive actions in place, but they are super limited. At least he looks like the only one trying. So I'm happy that he did. But again, what incentive does he have to do that when right now he's in the fight for his life when it comes to the election? So that's kind of where we're at right now. Now, this week, we have been told that they will be voting. There are going to be votes taking place on the Senate floor. They're trying to put together the HEALS Act again. If you remember, that's a very slimmed down version of the stimulus package that they're going to try to reintroduce on the Senate floor. The thing is, this is from Mitch McConnell. Everything Mitch McConnell has thrown out there gets rejected. He had the HEALS Act before. He had the very skinny bill, and everything has been rejected. However, anytime Democrats try to put something through, it gets rejected. So basically, none of them want to help us, and none of us care. None of us. None of them care. And I guess it kind of makes us not care about them, but at the same time, we have to, because we're mad. Being mad means there's some kind of care, right? We just don't want to. I'm still upset that all these players have been voted back into office. I would have hoped that people would have come together to do differently, but at the same time, with so much voter fraud, maybe that's part of it. Maybe Mitch McConnell and Pelosi both didn't win. I don't know. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just throwing out blank theories. I don't know, honestly. Like, unless we're really involved, we really don't know. I just can't believe these people still got voted back into office after everything. That's it. Both sides. It's hard to look at. But you guys know me. I'm always going to try to find ways to help you guys as much as I can. And I have some more information about stimulus checks that you can get into right now. So I'm going to pull this up. So guys, this is from Missouri, or I'm from Missouri, so I know it's pronounced Missouri, or it's a great state of misery. So it looks like they are on the brink of doing $1,000 stimulus checks for people. And specifically, it looks like this could be going to the unemployed, but I have tons more information. So if you're on disability, if you need rent help, if you just need other types of stimulus checks, stay tuned. I'm going to give you a big download of what you can do and where to go. So I got this from stlouistoday.com, stltoday.com. It says, think tank calls on Parson to cut $1,000 stimulus checks for unemployed Missourians. Now guys, Mike Parson is the governor of Missouri. Just so if you hear that word, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So this says it comes from Jefferson City. It says, a statewide public policy nonprofit is calling on Governor Mark Parsons to use leftover federal virus relief dollars on another round of stimulus checks to Missouri families and send less to the fund that pays state unemployment claims. Parsons' administration said this week it expects to use federal virus aid, relief, and Economic Security Act money to refill the unemployment funding. Keep the fund flush triggers tax cuts for businesses. So Parsons has been saying that they're going to use their CARES Act money to help with unemployment, because as we know, we had the stimulus, the $600 week stimulus that ended at the end of July. And then Trump, he went ahead and put together executive orders for more stimulus, but that has come and gone for everyone so far. Unfortunately, it was called the LWA, the Lost Wage Assistance, and they were able to tap into FEMA money, but they didn't have that much. So states got between 5 to 6 weeks, depending on the state, depending on when they signed up. But yeah, that money's been long gone. So it looks like they're calling on him to be able to help. And I've been saying, guys, that CARES Act money that states were given, they're going to start stepping up and helping people and helping places simply because they don't have a choice. They have to. Like, their residents are all going homeless. And obviously the best way to beat a virus is to make sure that you don't have enough food or medicine for your immune system because you can't afford it, right? This makes me so mad. Okay, I'm going to continue. But the Missouri Budget Project, a left-leaning think tank, said rather than socking it away after many have already exhausted their state unemployment benefits, payments to Missourians would better goose the economy. I'm sorry, I've never heard that term, goosing something. I assume it means kind of like grease, help it work better, to goose the economy. Have you guys sound off in the comments if you've ever heard that, goose the economy? I don't know why my eyes get big when I say it, goose, like I'm surprised, goose. Anyways, okay, do you ever do that? You catch yourself doing weird body language or like facial expressions and tics and you're like, why do I do that? I know for me, I have ornery eyebrows. For a while I've said I have ornery eyebrows and I don't pluck them, I don't do anything with them, so ornery they stay. So it says a stimulus payment for families would not only assure that remaining federal virus funding would flow to Missouri families who are most in need, but their spending would help stimulate local economies across the state. Amy Bluen, president and CEO of the Missouri Budget Project, said in a statement. Missouri's Unemployment Trust Fund has paid out more than half its savings over months of unprecedented jobless claims, sending the balance to $440 million at the start of last month from over $1 billion at the beginning of the year. So it looks like they spent about half their money. Missouri Budget Director Dan Hogg said this week that up to $400 million of the state's $1.3 billion in remaining CARES Act money could be removed to the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund. The bulk of the money Parson wants to put towards the Unemployment Insurance Fund comes from federal stimulus aid that counties haven't spent. Parson and lawmakers are working to pass legislation allowing the state to spend it on pandemic-related expenses within the state rather than returning it to federal government. We want to spend all of this in Missouri if we can, Hogg told the House during the debate last week. Parson has already announced that the taxes companies pay into the fund are slated to go down in 2021. Okay. Over the past several months, Missouri has experienced unprecedented economic pressures and a historic spike in unemployment claims, Parson said in a statement announcing the change last week. Despite these challenges, Missouri's Unemployment Trust Fund, the UTF, remains sound and stable, and instead of facing a tax hike, Missouri employees will see their taxes fall. Well, that's good. So they're trying to help people who are already working with taxes and trying to give a leg up people on unemployment. I just wish they would more so help the chronically sick and disabled who barely get anything. I'm in that category. But Budget Project spokeswoman Tracy Gleason said that's exactly why the state doesn't need to send that much money back to the trust fund. Use $85 million, she said, to send $1,000 to each of the 85,000 Missourians who've exhausted their unemployment benefits. Whatever remains in December could go to the trust fund. Either way, the tax cut for businesses will be modest. According to the Budget Project, it estimates companies will save about $6 per employee. I guess if you're a bigger company, that adds up, but it's not super great. Missouri businesses pay unemployment tax on a portion of each employee's salary. The level changes each year depending on the trust fund's balance. If the funds drop below an average of $350 million, unemployment taxes rise to replenish it. If the fund fills past an average of $650 million, then state law requires a reduction in taxes. For instance, the unemployment taxable wage base was $13,000 in 2017. But a strong economy and more jobs led to rising trust fund balances, and the state began to lower the taxable wage base, which settled at $11,500 this year. Okay. Next year, it will be set to drop again to $11,000. And while the wage base is set statewide, the state rate varies by company. New companies pay 2.376%, or about $273 a year in unemployment insurance taxes per employee. The Budget Project estimates the average rate for all companies is far lower, about 1.24%. The Missouri Department of Labor said the unemployment tax rate is also set to fall next year by 12%. Meanwhile, new jobless claims for regular state unemployment continue to fall, which is good. Numbers released Thursday show Missouri's initial jobless claims fell last week by about 500 to 7,600. Ongoing claims as of October 31st fell from 8,900 to under 46,600. Missourians on the federal program for self-employed workers as of October 24th fell 33,000 to 44,000. And those on the extended federal benefit program, tapped by people who exhausted their state jobless benefits as of October 21st, were virtually unchanged at 49,000. So it looks like from what Missouri has said, they're going to be issuing some $1,000 checks to people now. Because they just announced this, we don't actually have that information yet. Ew, sorry, my body's being weird. We don't have that information on yet on what needs to be done, but if you are in Missouri, you know people in Missouri, Kansas City, St. Louis, or anywhere over the state, then make sure and send this information to them if they are struggling, or especially if they are or have been on unemployment. This could help. And this is a story that I will be covering and trying to stick with. I'm trying to really get involved in the states and see exactly what's going on. Also, a big shout out to British Gray, my new moderator in Facebook. She finds tons of good information that I'm able to get to you guys. So much love to British. Thank you, girl, so much for helping so many people. Thank you, cuz. So shout out British in the comments. She is wonderful and she's been doing a great job. Okay, guys, so here's what I also want you to do. I'm going to go pull up some more stimulus information, and I'm also going to go over some other states here. So just stay tuned. So this is for Missouri still. It's dor.mo.gov/transformo, TRANSFORMMO.php. So it's called Transform Missouri. I want to go over this with you guys. It says federal stimulus relief for individuals, families, and small businesses. The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act enacted new federal stimulus tax relief measures that will benefit many Missouri individuals, families, and small businesses. Okay, sounds good so far. Benefits for individuals and families include increase in pay to reduce federal income tax withholding, one-time payments of $250 to seniors, disabled veterans, retired teachers, and others. So guys, they are doing 250 stimulus checks in Missouri as well. So make sure and go after that if that's something you can get. Increase in the earned income tax credit for families with 3 or more children. Federal income exemption of the first $2,400 of unemployment benefits. Federal income deduction for state and local sales taxes paid on the purchase of new vehicles. Interesting. Okay. Increase in the child tax credit. Good. Increase in federal tax credit from $7,500 up to $8,000 for first-time home buyers. Fantastic. And it says increase in federal taxes or tax credit from $1,800 up to $2,500 for tuition and related expenses. Good. Increase in threshold for alternative minimum tax. Okay, so there's some stuff at least you can utilize right now. And it says now there's stuff for benefits too for small businesses. It says that includes reduced estimated tax payment requirement for 2009, extension of net operating loss carrybacks for 2 years up to 5 years, deferral of cancellation of income or of debt income, expansion of work opportunity eligible target groups to include employed veterans and disconnected youth. Employers are eligible for a federal tax credit of up to $2,400 of wages paid to employees in these groups. Good so far. Accelerated depreciation for qualifying property. Increased expensing for qualifying property. Extension of acceleration of recognition of historic alternative minimum tax and research and development credits. Exclusion of gains from the sale of qualified small business stock held for required periods. The Worker Home Ownership and Business Assistance Act of 2009 provides additional benefits for individuals and small businesses. And those benefits include extended to the home buyer credit to April 30th. So it says benefits include extend the home buyer credit to April 30th, 2010, expands the definition of who qualifies and adds anti-fraud measures, mandatory electronic filing for certain tax professionals, and extends the 5-year carryback to losses occurring in 2009 and expands this carryback provision to businesses of all sizes. And then I have one more thing I want to share with you guys as well, and this is from the Missouri Department of Mental Health. We have some rental assistance programs. I want to go over that with you. So it says DMH's Rental Assistance Program, or RAP, is a state-funded housing assistance program that has 2 primary functions as described below. And it says the funding status. And it says funding status, DMH Housing will not be accepting RAP one-time assistance applications during the month of November 2020, but listen up. It says when we do accept applications for one-time assistance, we accept them during the first 5 working days of the month. Applications received after 5 p.m. on the 5th working day will not be processed. So it looks like for this, set your calendars if you're in Missouri and you need help, because that will come in December. In early December is when this is going to come. It says, when we do accept applications for one-time assistance, again, you have to make sure on that 5th day you get them in before 5 p.m. It says DMH only accepts RAP applications from mental health support service agencies. Application coming directly from persons needing the assistance cannot be processed, and we do not send applications directly to persons needing that assistance. And it says, if you believe you need RAP assistance and that you qualify, please have a case manager, community support worker, or other agency staff person you get services from send a request and an application to housing@dmh.mo.gov. Only the most current version of the application will be processed. The most current version says revised 8/2020 in the lower right corner of each page. If the support service person does not have this version, they should send an email to housing@dmh.mo.gov to request the current application, and the form will be emailed to them. Applications are only accepted via email, not by fax. Encrypted emails must be used to comply with HIPAA. If you're not sure how to encrypt the email, check with your agency. You can also use password protection on the application PDF instead of using encryption. Now, here are some alternatives, guys, if you need more help in different areas. So it says, alternatives to RAP. Other assistance programs exist that do many of the same things WRAP does, especially when it comes to utility assistance and eviction prevention. During the virus pandemic, many agencies have access to relief funds from the federal government. Always check these options, especially during the months when WRAP funds are available. Check with faith-based and nonprofit relief agencies in your county. Many of them have access to the funds through the CARES Act that reimburses them for relief activities associated with job loss due to the virus. These may include Catholic Charities, Salvation Army, your local community action agency, and other independent nonprofits. Emergency Solutions Grant, ESG, the Missouri Housing Department Commission, MHDC, oversees distribution of ESG funds to Missouri agencies. Many agencies receiving funds for emergency homelessness prevention and short-term housing assistance. It says Missouri Housing Trust Fund, the MHTF. The MHDC also distributes funds from the Missouri Housing Trust Fund, which provides some agencies with funds specifically for homeless prevention. Says LIHEAP. Oh my gosh, so many acronyms, guys. The Low-Income Housing, or the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. Can make one-time payments to assist households to pay current utility bill or other bills to avoid a shutoff. And the Ameren, Missouri offers the Clean Slate program for customers impacted by the virus. United Way 212 resource search site for the Kansas City area and western Missouri counties. Also see the DMH Housing Resource webpage for a variety of housing resources listed by you. So again, guys, this is good. Here are some alternatives, and I'll have links in the description. If you are in Missouri, you know somebody in Missouri, you can send this information to. Now it says one-time assistance. RAP's one-time assistance is provided to 1, prevent eviction and reestablish housing stability, and 2, assist households to move into safe and affordable rental housing. This assistance is intended to help households who can rent on their own once they have been assisted. Therefore, assisted households must in practice have stable income where rent and utilities do not exceed 50% of their income, and or a permanent housing voucher such as a Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher. WRAP one-time assistance pays for rental costs up to 3 months of rent. This can include rent in arrears or back rent and or move-in costs, a security deposit, and it says counts as 1 month's rent and first month's rent. Utility costs, utility deposits totaling up to $500 and past due utility bills totaling up to $600. Other costs directly related to preserving or accessing stable housing considered on a case-by-case basis. Any eligible household may access all of the above listed types of assistance once per year. WRAP one-time assistance does not pay for costs associated with home ownership or mortgages, late fees, court costs, or legal fees, rental application fees, and future rent beyond the current month of the application. The eligibility requirements. The application must be receiving, or the applicant must be receiving mental health services and or substance use disorder services from a DMH contracted provider agency. The applicant's household must be in an unstable situation that can be stabilized by one-time assistance, late rent, a notice to vacate received, a pending eviction, etc., or a situation that could be improved by moving into safer and more affordable rental housing. And it says current rent cannot be sustained, housing is substandard, cannot afford to move costs, etc. The applicant must have a combined household income of no more than 50% of the area median income. Application submission requirements. Applicants are only accepted during the first 5 business days of the month and must be received by DMH Housing during this time period in order to be considered for assistance. Remember, not after 5 p.m. Applications must come from a community support worker or other employee of a service provider involved in providing community support services. That person and the head of household fill out the application jointly. Applications can only be accepted directly from persons in need of assistance. Non-DMH agencies may submit one-time assistance applications as well, but the household must have a person actively engaged in DMH services in order to qualify. General info, so it says timeline for processing. Again, it's due by the 5th working day of the month by 5 p.m., no later. Any missing required information in or documents are due by the 10th working day of the month, so you have 5 more days, but the cutoff is 5 p.m. All applications can be referred for assistance based on eligibility and available funding, will be referred for payment no later than the 15th of the month. Okay, so that's a fairly quick turnaround. Payment should be mailed out by DMH's contractor agency, the Economic Security Corp in Joplin, no later than the 10th working day after the 15th of the month. Mail date may be sooner depending on what day of the week the 15th falls on. WRAP one-time assistance is not emergency assistance and cannot be arranged overnight. DMH strives to process all applications within the above time frame, but the volume of requests may prevent this. Please be patient and seek out other resources while waiting. All payments are made directly to creditors. Example, rental property owners, property management companies, public housing authorities, and/or utility companies. No payments are made directly to the household that applies for assistance. The support person who submitted the application will receive an email notifying them that the application has been approved and referred to the processing center for payment. The support person or tenant can use the email as verification to the creditors that payment has been approved. DMH Housing does not do pledges to utility companies. For questions about how to fill out the application, email housing@dmh.mo.gov and securely email scanned applications to same thing, housing@dmh.mo.gov. So that's something else. And we have a few more things to go over as well. I just want to point out some information. It says DMH contracts with support service providers around the state to provide rental assistance and supporting housing projects operated by these agencies. Some of the agencies are engaged in providing recovery support housing, while others provide supportive housing for persons with mental illness or dual diagnoses. Each agency has its own criteria for accessing the housing programs, but in general, applicants must be either receiving support services from the agency itself or from another DMH contracted service employer. DMH does not process application for these housing programs. Contact the individual agency for eligibility information. And so then it gives you so here are the numbers if you want to see if you are eligible. It says contact the individual agency for eligibility information. Amethyst Place, Kansas City, that's 816-231-8782. Compass Health Network in Clinton, 660-885-8131, and Preferred Family Healthcare. Chloe Place Apartments in Hannibal, 660-342-2201, and the Rausenbach Place in St. Louis. Rausenbach, I think. Rauschenbach, 314-772-2205. So guys, that right now is all the information I have about what's going on in Missouri with stimulus. Now, like I said, make sure and check out, there are all kinds of things, and I've been telling you guys this. If you want to find stuff in your area, I encourage you, do Google searches. Google searches for stimulus help, stimulus checks, rental assistance in your city, your state, your county. See what comes up in those 3 areas, because you might be surprised to see what all is coming up. And I know a lot of people might think, well, there's no money now like there was in May or whenever. The thing is, though, many of these states have not spent their CARES Act money, and now they're starting to, because some of them have to spend it within a certain time frame. And at this point, their constituents need help, so they're starting to help. Keep checking on what's going on with that $1,000 payment from Missouri. And it looks like it's for people who are on unemployment, but they may also be doing things for people who aren't on unemployment. So check back on that. Do your Googling, get some alerts going on Google so you can see what's going on, but keep up. I'd say pay attention to that if you're really hurting and looking for money, because it looks like that is coming in the pipeline. It just depends on when, how much, and who's going to actually be able to do that. It is so dry. Thank you, late fall/winter. That doesn't mean anything. There we go. I love that pop sound. So anyway, that's some information for Missouri. Now, I also want to go over a couple other things briefly before I go ahead and get off of here. Now, I also have talked about other places that are doing different forms of stimulus. So from the LA Times, and I talked about this in California. So they are doing some stimulus payments. I believe it's for like a year. Basically, they're doing some universal basic income, and they're doing it for people who are really, really struggling. So check that out. And that is from in Compton. That's where they're doing this as well. In Maryland, which I've talked about. They have passed a $250 million package for small businesses to be able to get help, their own type of PPP in Maryland. So if you're a small business and you need help, and when I say small business, like you could be an independent contractor even, you could get certain amounts of help there. Now, also in Florida, like Orlando has something going on. So Orlando has, they're having things to help people with grants. They're doing stimulus checks, stimulus grants, as well as Hardy, Florida, Orange County, Florida. They are also helping their people as well. And in Colorado, they are doing stimulus to help people on unemployment. I believe it's like $375. So these are all things I've talked about, all things to check in on. Guys, as time goes on, because it's going to get harder and harder, and we're going to have to wait longer and longer for stimulus help, most likely. I hate to say this, but we're probably not going to get, unless Trump pulls executive orders out of his you-know-what, which I doubt he's going to do now, I don't think we're getting stimulus help at the very least until February. So I'm going to continue to find programs and find things going on to be able to help you guys. And I'm going to keep checking state by state to see what comes up. If you guys hear of or find information about different states that are helping different cities, please go to Katie's Insight page, like the page, and join the group. It's called Katie's Corner. It'll be changed to Katie's Insight soon. Go in there and we're sharing all kinds of information to be able to help one another. So make sure and go post that information in the group so we can help each other. We can keep each other up to date with what's going on and where things are at and where things are headed. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And we're also helping with tons and tons of stimulus stuff. Okay, guys, if you like the video, please help me out and give me a big thumbs up, like this video, subscribe, hit notifications so you can be notified what is coming in the pipeline for you and your stimulus money. Also, I want to hear everything you have to say. What do you think? Do you guys know of different programs in your area? Sound off in the comments. Would love to hear what you guys have to say. And guys, please share this content with anybody you know that's struggling right now. People who are on unemployment, waiting for stimulus checks, SB loan and grant issues, and everything in between. I've got tons of tools and tons of resources to help people through this very difficult time, and I would love nothing more than to do just that. And guys, the more you like, subscribe, comment, hit notifications, and share the content, the more my channel grows, the more things I can do to get back to you guys, like our $100 gift card giveaways. So simple. To be eligible, this is all you have to do. Like this video and every video you see. Like our videos, subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you've subscribed, make sure and hit that notification button so you can be notified what's coming in the pipeline for you in stimulus money. Sound off in the comments and share the content. And a new rule, the more comments you leave, the more times you share, the more chances you have to be eligible. If you leave 50 or 100 comments, you have 100 times more chance to win. And it helps me grow the channel. I'm so grateful because so many of you just comment like crazy. You comment as the video is going. I love that. So yay, good luck. I want everybody to win, but I need to be able to afford to have everybody to win. So I need my channel to blow up, so I'm just giving everybody money. That's what I would love to have happen and help everybody. Okay, guys, I think that's it for now. So stay tuned. I've got more info coming, and I have an update on everybody's favorite company and story, which is NAA Worldwide, NAA Worldwide. So make sure and stay tuned. I have a whopper of a video. I confront the CEO live on air on YouTube. It was kind of a surprise thing. Wasn't expecting it to happen, but we got into it. And I want you guys to see exactly what happened. So stay tuned for that later. That's coming. Okay, guys, take care. Blessings, lots of love. I'm sending you guys so much love and so much gratitude. I so appreciate every single one of you. So take care, blessings, and thank you for allowing me into your hearts, into your homes, and thank you for allowing me to do this. This right now helps me just get by in my situation, which I'm so grateful for. And you guys have changed my life and helped me in so many beautiful ways, and I'm dedicated to do the same thing for you. I'm just humbly thank you guys. Take care, blessings, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Mwah! Bye, guys.